An early review score of the upcoming Silent Hill F appeared online yesterday. This review, which the cliff notes of were posted on Reddit, comes from Eleanor Chapella, who writes for DualShockers. Her full review is still to come, but she did tell us already that she's going to rate the game a 9.5 out of 10. And she justifies this incredibly high score with the following. As a preface, I write for DualShockers, and I'm doing a review of Silent Hill F. Because of it, I was able to get the game early and I beat it over the weekend. I'm rating it a 9.5 out of 10. It's genuinely spectacular. I'm already on a New Game Plus, but some things to note before you play. Combat does teeter on Souls-like, but not completely. It's challenging. You have to pick and choose your battles in typical Silent Hill fashion. Pay attention to the content warnings. My god, I wasn't ready for one scene in particular. New Game Plus continues the story, there are multiple endings, and I'm not allowed to say anything more than that though. Read everything. The story is written in lore, either in your journal or from documents that you find. The journal also updates frequently, so keep checking and keep reading it. It's completely unique to any other Silent Hill game you've ever played, but it still feels like a Silent Hill game. Once you understand that it's not going to be like the classics, but still capture that fear and anxiety, you're in for a great time. And she ends her post with, "Those are just my send-off notes for new players. I had such a great time with this game, and I'm loving the New Game Plus just as much. Stay tuned for my full review when it's done being written." Well, that was certainly a thing that just happened, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure there are embargoes for this kind of thing. Like, you can't just be dropping the review scores early like this, even if it is a high praise review like this one's obviously gonna be. Now, Eleanor has since removed this post from her page, and we aren't quite sure yet if that was on behalf of Konami or not. Well, that's unless, of course, this was a deliberate leak to generate some extra hype around the game. But knowing Konami like we do, that's highly unlikely. Let's be honest with ourselves. But since this was leaked, we can at least talk about some of the things that Eleanor said in her post, can't we? Now, the first thing is regarding the combat and the Souls-like comparison. Now, this has been a point of contention since the first footage of the combat we saw, and in my last video I said that while the game is undeniably inspired from the Souls-like formula, it appears that this one's going to be a bit more Souls-light than the full-on Souls-like, and I think teetering on Souls-like sort of reflects that. And I'm more than happy to take on some tough enemies and really see what the combat model of F really has to offer, but I know a lot of players are still concerned with things like the dramatic hit stop and the lack of enemy reactions to being hit and that kind of thing. But until we actually get the controller in our hands, we won't really know how good it feels to hit things in the game. A few content creators recently were given about 3 hours of the game to play as part of the marketing campaign for the game, and I put on Maximilian Dude's stream in the background, but I refused to watch any of it because I want to experience it for myself, and I don't want it spoiled. And luckily he was playing it in Japanese, and I don't speak Japanese, so... But he seemed to be having fun with it, and reading through some of the comments on the video, there's a large majority of the people who also feel like it looks really good and they're excited for it. So that's good. And I haven't watched any of the other creators who got their hands on it, any of their videos yet, because again, I don't want it spoiled. And especially, it's like the intro of the game. It's like the bit that hooks you in. I don't want to have to like do it secondhand for my first time, you know? But this is really good to see, and it lines up well with what Eleanor said in her since deleted post. We want another hit game in the series, and even if I end up not vibing with the gameplay of this one, I do at least want it to be a Silent Hill game that others really love, as it keeps the Silent Hill offerings coming, and ultimately that's what I want. The next point Eleanor made was about the content warnings. Now, as we know, this game has a mature rating, and by the sounds of it, it's earned the rating. I have, unfortunately, had a certain scene spoiled for myself while scrolling online, and if this scene that Eleanor speaks of is the same one I think it is, then yeah, this will have some of the most shocking content of any Silent Hill game yet. And I won't go into any further detail because I don't want to spoil it for you, and also, I don't want to get slammed by Konami. But I feel that we're in for a pretty dark and twisted time with this game. And it's been a while since we've even had a moment like that in gaming, if you really think about it. And off the top of my head, I can't really recall the last time I had like a genuine jaw drop moment in a game. Okay, maybe the backshot boat scene in Last of Us Part 2, but that was that came completely out of left field, and it was a very different type of shocking. Next point is on the New Game Plus emphasis. Now, this is a double-edged blade to me. I think that a game shouldn't hold back content just for the sake of making you play it over and over again to see it all, but at the same time, if the story is woven in a way which makes it make sense to do so, and also provides enough variety to the experience to justify it, and if ultimately, if the game is fun enough that you want to do multiple runs of it, then I guess it's a positive. We know that we're going to be getting new bosses, map alterations, and new pieces to the story, along with new endings for the game. Now that sounds like classic Silent Hill to me, and I'm all for it. And as a lover of the series, I'm always compelled to play these games multiple times anyway, so... The next point was to make sure to read everything, and I always do this anyway with survival horror games in general. It's kind of like a rule of thumb, especially those that have environmental storytelling or narratives that aren't necessarily spoon-fed to you like Silent Hill ones, which tend to be deliberately vague at times to get your mind going, and theory crafting your nuts off late at night with a bunch of sticky notes and red string everywhere, you know? Like a goddamn murder investigation. It's what the series has stayed alive of because of. But what interests me here is this is a completely new setting with a completely new set of rules. Now to some that's impure and it's desecration to the great Silent Hill name, but I'm just going to have like the best time piecing all this together and getting some great lore videos made. The writer of the game, Ryokishi07, is known for making some twisted narrative stuff too, and he's on record saying that if this game was his last project, he'd be happy for that, which gives me high hopes that this will be a story to remember. Eleanor's last point is that the game is completely unique and unlike any Silent Hill game before it, yet still feels distinctly Silent Hill. Now I think this is a highly subjective point and everyone will have their own view on whether this game belongs in the series or not. I would say that although I can't give you a take on that right now, having not played it just like you guys, but I would advise not to write this one off just yet. Even those who are skeptical, like I was, I have since come around from my initial impression of the game, and hearing all of the universal high praise from all of those who have played it, now hearing Eleanor's 9.5 out of 10 score, it sort of makes me think, well, hang on, there must be something to this. Surely there would be some people already that went to Gamescom, played it, hated it, and those videos would be doing numbers on YouTube. But so far, I've not seen that at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. So yeah, what do you make of this? We're currently about 7 days out until like the early access period starts if you've bought the deluxe edition. And like, does this make you like more hyped to play the game? Do you think this is going to be a big hit, or do you think it's going to carve out its own like little niche in the survival horror genre? Do you think this early review has gotten Eleanor Chapella blacklisted from Konami? Entirely possible if an embargo was broken. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments and give this video a like if you liked it to help with the algorithm, and I'll see you all on the 23rd where I'll be streaming Silent Hill F right here on the channel. And also, I know this is going to be super cringe, but YouTube has a new feature on it called Hype, and you can hype a video now and it like boosts it somehow. There should be a little button that you can click that you can hype the video. If you could hype the video if you want to, I'd be very curious to see how much extra reach you really get from it. You know, if you're feeling saucy, click the hype button. Anyway, I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Thank you very much for watching.